Hey guys, this is Pam Barnes here with Marketing Navi, and today we're going to talk about building a website roadmap. And there are so many different pieces to a website. So if you're a new web developer or wanting to get into web development, or you're a business owner and you're like, I'm going to do this myself, then this is everything you're going to need to create a successful website. First, your URL, your domain, www. And then the domain.com or .net or .io. And again, you don't really need the www anymore. That's old school. But when you go into your site mapping and stuff, you got to add it. But anyways, your URL, your domain, okay? And then most programs that you purchase your domains through have SSL certificates. Some of them want you to pay for them. Do that. Absolutely have an SSL certificate. It is an extra security blanket for your website to protect it and protect the people that get on your website. Plus, it makes you look more legit and people want to buy, especially if you have a store. People will want to buy and put their information on it because they know it's secure. But anyways, in all of that, you've got that. Now you need to look into who is going to host this website. Hosting examples would be Hostinger, Gator, GoDaddy. These are WordPress stuff, but then there's also a few others that I'm going to get into here in a second. Hosters, okay? And then you're going to look at your builders. Builders for WordPress would be, of course, WordPress. There's also Elementor and Beaver Builder. Again, your builder and your hoster. Sometimes you can do both, and that's what I'm fixing to get into. If you want both and them to intertwine, which most of them do, I have Hostinger, and they have a builder, but you have to pay for it. Well, I already pay for Elementor, so I use Elementor and Hostinger, and so they're separate. But for instance, if you want them together and you don't have to do as much work, Squarespace, Shopify, and Wix have that all intertwined, and it's not an extra fee. Now, you may have to spend more money to get more optimization on those builders, but really you can build a decent one-page website on the free program. It's not going to be perfect, but for a starting program, well, when I say free, I mean you don't have to pay for extra optimization. None of it's free, but to get that going and get the process moving, if you just want to start with something, that is one way to go. So you've got your URL, you've got your builder, how you're going to build your website, and you got your hoster, or you can do both. You can have them intertwined. So when you are looking at hosters and you see things that say, hey, this is this price, think about how much it's going to be per year, because most hosters have you pay a year, 2 year, 3 years ahead of time. So you want to make sure you figure that in. A website the first year is typically around $400 or more these days, and this is 2023. So really figure into all of that before you buy a hoster, because there are fees for other things. And some things work better than others. It just depends on what you need and what you want. And if you want videos on that or resources, just let me know, comment below, and I can help you with that. So let's move on to branding. You've got your URL, you've got your hoster, you got your builder. Now you need to know, what in the world am I going to do? I want a website, but first you need to figure out your branding. How are you going to show up to your customers? What are you going to say? Again, how are you going to say it? Your brand voice. What colors are you going to use? What kind of implemented emotions are you trying to instill in them? That is stuff to think about in the beginning. That is the first step. Once you've got where you want to go, where you want everything to be, you've got to focus on your branding. And then once you figure that out, really key on, what do you want the website to do? What is the main purpose of this website? Do you want to get leads? Do you want to just have it for information? You figure that part out, and then you start focusing on building it and putting your content in there and all that stuff. Next, we're going to look into search engine optimization, SEO. So this is your keywords. Again, your branding is first. So you already know, and your branding's first, and what you want your website to do is already done. So you know what keywords to focus on. If you don't know what keywords are, basically it's hashtags without hashtags. What is the main target that you're focusing? For me, it would be like social media manager. It would be web developer, web designer, stuff like that. So whatever you are providing, make sure that is in your keywords, and you're going to put that in your descriptions, in your meta tag descriptions. So when you pop up on Google, your Google snippets, it's going to be in the title, and it's going to be in the description, and it's going to be on your website. Speed of your website. You've built it, you've got the keywords in there. You need to make sure your website's not 20 minutes long to load. Of course, that's a little dramatic, but 8 seconds, I see that a lot. I've seen 20 seconds before on a very, very large website. And unfortunately, if you have a very large website, it can be difficult to make that go faster. But there are ways. It's just you have to understand that it is going to be a little longer. So you got that all figured out. SEO, you're pretty good with that. You're pretty confident. Now you're going to move into connecting it. What do I mean by connecting it? When I first started building websites years and years and years ago, I thought if you submitted your website and you said publish, it's done. That is not the case. You need to submit it to Google Search Console. I'll say that again. Google Search Console, if I can speak. And when you're doing that, you are going to submit a site map. You're going to do like the slash and then site map. There's a code, and you can Google it. There's so many different resources out there that will help you with that. But you've got to submit and get those page indexing. So that way, all of the stuff that shows up on your website, all the keywords and everything, it shows up. And you don't have to just find you by searching your URL. You can search the name or anything close to it, and it will usually find it. Now, you want to also connect it to any analytical program. So Google Analytics. If you have a CRM, you want to make sure you do that as well, but that's the next step. So sorry, I'm a step ahead. There's Monster something. There's All-in-One SEO. There's Yoast, there's Google Analytics, anything and everything that is going to tell you what your website is doing and how it is performing. That is very, very important. Then once that's done, you are going to move to how are you going to drive traffic to your website? This again refers back to your branding. What is the reason for your website, and who are you trying to target, and how are you trying to target them? Where are they? Where are your customers? If you're not 100% sure on that, please reach out to anyone that does this for a living, and they will be able to coach you on that. And again, we would love to help you. But forms of ways to traffic: email marketing, CRMs, ads, Google and Meta Business, YouTube, social media, anything that you put your URL on to target, lead funnels, stuff like that will help you get those customers into your website, and then show your credibility, increase all of that. The most important thing I want you to understand is this is going to take time. A successful website is not a click and drag, and it's just not. It takes time. Yes, the building, you can drag it and pop it and publish and it's done, but it takes all this other stuff to get yourself up in the rankings on Google, because that is what you need. Organic traffic is great, but it takes time. So if this is something that you're wanting to learn, or you're wanting to just do it yourself because you are an amazing human being that's an overachiever, I get it. Just make sure that you give yourself the grace of at least 6 months. Year is being very kind, to make sure that you get all of this implemented. And again, you can also hire someone to do that. But here is something to consider when you're going to hire someone to do websites. Make sure that you are budgeting your traffic as well. So when you're going to purchase a website, look at your budget as a whole and be like, okay, well, this is what I want to spend, period, for the first year. Well, this is the hosting fee. This is the, this is the builder fee if you have Elementor or Beaver Builder, or some of the other programs have builders in there, but you have to pay for them. Some of the other hosters. So make sure you're implementing all of that. And then, of course, if you're going to pay someone to do it, make sure you're going to have the money for them and traffic, like Google Ads, email campaigns. That's one of the cheaper ones, text, SMS messaging, stuff like that. Because it's going to feel less like I'm always dishing money out when you've already budgeted it in your budget in the beginning. It's a breath of fresh air, I promise. But I hope this helps. Again, my name is Pam Barnes with Marketing Navy. Sorry, if you need anything at all, please reach out to us. Our link is below, our phone number is below, and have a wonderful day.